He wasn't just strong, he was terrifying. Watching Alistair Overeem at his peak was like seeing something that didn't belong in the same weight class as ordinary men. But what happens when an unstoppable force goes very, very mortal?
Falls down and tapping. That body shot was tremendous with that knee.
Once USADA testing stepped in, the monster began to unravel. The rumors about good protein and horse meat only fueled the questions swirling around his transformation. Overeem's journey is more than a story about muscle and knockouts. It's a saga that stretches from bullied kid to world champion to a man who would later trade steak for a vegan diet and look back at it all with a new perspective. Before the muscles, before the headlines, it all started in a place far removed from the roar of the crowd. Overeem's early years were tough. After his parents divorced, he and his brother Valentine were raised in Amsterdam. Alistair was quiet and introverted, and classmates picked on him. He felt vulnerable and powerless. At 15, he was badly beaten in a bar fight and needed 20 stitches.
I get a lot of questions asking about the scar. A long time ago, somebody hit me in the face with a glass. It went straight through, actually. 20 stitches. About the guy, I found him a couple times, short time later.
Valentine, who was already training in martial arts, decided Alistair had to learn to defend himself.
My fighting career started when I was 15. My brother took me to the gym to learn how to defend myself.
He dragged his younger brother to a gym. That first session was awkward and exhausting, but showing up week after week started to change Alistair. The gym became a safe space where he could channel his frustration into training. Two seasoned fighters soon took notice. Chris Dolman, a grappling coach, and Bass Rutten, a celebrated kickboxer, began working with Alistair. They taught him wrestling, striking, and most importantly, discipline.
Did you have a unique relationship with Boss Rutten? Did you guys have a training relationship, a friendship?
And we trained for a little bit. My brother actually took me.
Did you start off kickboxing first over there?
Kickboxing and wrestling when I was 13.
For the first time, he felt a sense of control.
Still a little bit undecided who the opponent will be, but very motivated to fight a dynamite, very motivated to fight for the dream heavyweight title.
He wasn't training to become famous. He was training to avoid feeling weak. The bullied boy slowly disappeared, replaced by a young man who believed in himself.
At the age of 17, I had my first professional kickboxing fight. My first MMA fight was when at the age
By his late teens, he started entering local fights and discovered a knack for finishing opponents. Each small victory built his confidence and set the stage for his professional career. Overeem burst onto the international scene in 2002 with a 44-second knockout win in his Pride Fighting Championships debut. He was only 22, but already a dangerous striker. His knee strikes from the clinch and his opportunistic submissions made him a problem for seasoned veterans. Pride, held in Japan, was the premier organization at the time. The ring lights, packed arenas, and deep roster tested every fighter. Overeem quickly found success, but also hard lessons. A 2003 Grand Prix matchup with Chuck Liddell exposed his lack of endurance and defensive holes. Overeem started strong, but faded and got knocked out.
I was 23 when I fought him, didn't know anything. Training was not good, no strength and conditioning.
No. 2 rights, and 3 rights. Look down. Now. Oh, baby, oh.
Rather than quitting, he used the loss as motivation to improve his cardio and defense. He rebounded with submission wins over former UFC champion Vitor Belfort and the iron-fisted Igor Vovchanchin. These victories showed he was more than just a striker. He could grapple and adapt. By the 2005 Pride Grand Prix, Overeem was regarded as a top contender. He reached the semifinals before losing to Mauricio Shogun Rua. The tournament highlighted his potential and his need for continued refinement. Fans remember Pride Overeem for his speed, long limbs, and dynamic attacks. He wasn't yet a superstar, but the foundation for greatness was there. Between 2007 and 2009, Overeem reinvented himself physically. Moving from light heavyweight to heavyweight, he added roughly 40 pounds of muscle and towered over opponents at about 255 pounds. He credited the gains to intense training and a protein-heavy diet.
Alistair.
Beef. I like beef.
That famously included horse meat. His new size and power overwhelmed fighters in both MMA and kickboxing. Fans dubbed this version Ubereem. He knocked out opponents with knees and hooks and controlled them in the clinch. In kickboxing, he won the 2010 K1 World Grand Prix, defeating legends like Gokhan Saki and Peter Aerts on the same night. At the same time, he held the Strikeforce heavyweight title in MMA. However, the dramatic transformation sparked suspicion. In April 2012, before a UFC title fight against Junior Dos Santos, the Nevada State Athletic Commission reported that Overeem's surprise urine test showed a testosterone to epitestosterone ratio of 14:1, far above the commission's 6:1 limit and the World Anti-Doping Agency's 4:1 standard. The positive test led to a 9-month suspension and canceled his title shot. The revelation confirmed what many had whispered. The Ubereem era was likely boosted by more than steak.
Overeem was asked to stay for the testing at the press conference.
He was so jacked. He was not natural at all. There's no way. No way.
Overeem debuted in the UFC in December 2011 and immediately made headlines by stopping former champion Brock Lesnar with a vicious body kick. After the suspension, he returned to a sport now governed by tougher anti-doping policies.
How strong was Brock Lesnar when you were fighting him?
I didn't feel his strength.
Why is that?
Okay, so sometimes you're in a certain flow, nobody can touch you.
Wow.
I was apparently that.
His physique slimmed down noticeably. In 2013, he was knocked out by Antonio Bigfoot Silva and later by Travis Brown, raising questions about his durability. But Overeem adapted. He refined his technique, focused on defense and timing, and strung together wins over Stefan Struve, Roy Nelson, and Junior Dos Santos. In May 2016, he knocked out Andrei Arlovsky and earned a title shot against Stipe Miocic. Overeem dropped Miocic early and attempted a guillotine choke, but Miocic recovered and knocked him out. Afterward, Overeem became a gatekeeper. He handed Mark Hunt a stunning knockout but was later stopped by rising stars Francis Ngannou and Curtis Blades. The organization released him shortly thereafter. Although he never captured the UFC belt, he remained a perennial top 10 contender and provided thrilling matchups until the end of his tenure. Following his UFC release, Overeem returned to kickboxing with glory. In October 2022, he beat Badr Hari by decision. However, Glory announced in March 2023 that Overeem had tested positive for a banned substance. His victory was overturned to a no contest, and he received a 1-year suspension. The news reinforced the cloud of performance-enhancing drugs that had lingered over his career. It also marked the end of his competitive days. Overeem did not return to fighting after the ban. In June 2023, Overeem announced on the Lovin Dubai show that he was done with fighting after 25 years. "I actually just decided to stop fighting. This is not my thing anymore," he said.
And this actually ties into what I want to do, because I actually just decided to stop fighting. It's not my thing anymore.
You'd had your amazing career.
It's been 25 years, right? We're gonna do.
He revealed that he had lost a significant amount of weight and adopted a vegetarian diet after working with nutritionist Julian Van Hoven. Overeem explained that a detox using seaweed supplements changed his appetite, causing him to give up meat. The former champion now focuses on health promotion and personal projects.
Junk food, right? Because that's lower consciousness, higher consciousness. Yeah, you speak, you clean. Your ability to manifest your future is just way higher.
Photos of his leaner physique surprised fans who remembered the hulking heavyweight. Overeem emphasizes that he wants to protect his brain and enjoy a life beyond combat sports. On paper, Overeem's numbers are impressive. 47 wins and 19 losses in MMA and a decorated kickboxing record. He is one of the few athletes to hold major titles in both sports. His knees and clinch work are the stuff of highlight reels. Yet his legacy is complicated. The 2012 drug test with a 14:1 TE ratio and the 2023 Glory suspension mean his physical transformations will always carry an asterisk. Still, his resilience and adaptability deserve recognition. Overeem reinvented himself multiple times, evolving from a lanky light heavyweight to a fearsome heavyweight, and then to a more technical veteran. He learned from defeats and continued to compete at a high level long after his contemporaries faded. His story is a lesson in how ambition, adaptation, and accountability intertwine in professional sports. Alistair Overeem's journey shows that greatness often comes with complexity. He rose from a bullied teenager to a global champion, transformed his body in ways that inspired and raised eyebrows, and eventually chose health over further glory. His career invites viewers to ponder the costs of chasing perfection in a demanding sport. What part of his story resonates most with you? Did you admire the Ubereem era, appreciate his later technical evolution, or find his retirement and lifestyle changes most compelling? Share your thoughts in the comments, and thank you for watching.